Hello everyone, this is St. Maroun School, Beit Din, and I'm teacher Sandra. This video is for grade 4 and we will begin today with the starter unit, Back Together. First, I want you to watch this short story to remember the characters of your book. Enjoy!
Welcome to Primary 4. I'm your new teacher, Miss Wells. I'd like you all to tell me something about yourself. Who's first?
My name's Max. I like reading and learning about everything.
That's great, Max.
I've got a younger sister. Her name's Holly, and she's in primary 2. She likes listening to music and playing with her toys. And my Australian cousins are here too. Amy is in this class. Look.
Hello, Miss Wells. I love taking photos and playing sports.
My other cousin is Leo, but he doesn't go to this school. He's 12. He really loves skateboarding, and we do lots of things together.
Great. And do you skateboard together?
Well, he skateboards, and I read books about skateboards.
The first thing we will revise is the permission and the request. The permission and the request are kinds of questions. The permission is to allow someone to do a particular thing. It means you ask for his or her permission to let you do this thing. And the request is to ask someone for something you want. And the answer for these two questions could be yes or no. And now, how do I write the permission and the request? I write them using the word can. But what is the form? I put can in the beginning of the question, and then the subject, and then the verb, and the last thing I add is the complement of the sentence. And we don't forget to put the question mark in the end. The subject could be two things. It can be a noun or it can be a pronoun. And now I will give you some examples on how to form a request or a permission and how to answer it. Look at the first example. Can I use the computer, please? If the answer is positive, I say, yes, you can. If the answer is negative, I say, no, you can't. And remember that I put can in the beginning of the sentence. Another example, can I borrow your bike, please? If the answer is positive, I also use yes, you can. If the answer is negative, I say no, you can't. And always remember that I put can in the beginning of the sentence. Let's remember the kinds of nouns. I will talk about two kinds. I have first the countable nouns and I have the uncountable nouns. The countable nouns are for things that we can count using numbers. They have two forms. They have a singular form and a plural form. The uncountable nouns, I use them for things that we cannot count with numbers. They have only one form for the singular and for the plural. Let's see some examples. The countable nouns like egg, tree, cupcake, apple, and orange. The uncountable nouns like meat, juice, fish, rice, and water. Now, what do I use before the nouns? I use a, an, some, and any. When do I use each one of them? A and an, I use them for the countable singular nouns. For the countable singular nouns. Some and any, we use them for the countable and the uncountable plural nouns. Now, but how do I use each one of them? Let's see together. Now, when using a or an, you have to ask yourself a question. Does the next word begin with a vowel sound? A, E, I, O, U? If yes, you use an. If no, you use a. Let's see some examples. Using a like a cat, a lamp, a man, and using an like an apple, an eraser, and an umbrella. Now, how do I use some and any? Remember that we use them for plural, countable, and uncountable nouns. But I use some with affirmative sentences, and I use any with the negative sentences and the questions. Let's see some examples. Now let's see the first three examples. The first one is positive. There is some cheese on the table. The second one is negative. There isn't any cheese on the table. And the last one is a question. Is there any cheese on the table? Let's see more examples. There are some tomatoes on the table. There aren't any tomatoes on the table. Are there any tomatoes on the table? Now, what activities do you do or your friends do in the free time? Let's see together, and I want you to try to repeat them after me and look carefully at the pictures. We can do lots of activities in our free time. Some people like to watch TV, and others like to read comics. Some of them like to play the guitar, and others like to play chess. And some of them like to visit grandparents, while others like to play volleyball. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is the consonant blends or the clusters. In a blend or a cluster, two or more consonants are blended together. The consonant letters, not vowels, but each sound is heard. Let's see these examples. Lamp, belt, tent, field, and sand. The first blend is MP, the second is LT, and I have NT, LD, and ND. I will repeat the words and I want you to repeat them after me and pay attention to each sound. Lamp, belt, tent, field, sand. Before I leave you with the Back Together song, I will tell you what you have to do. The first thing you have to do is to read the story in the book, page 4, and then do pages 5 and 6 in the book 2, and finally do pages 4, 5, and 6 in the workbook. I will leave you now with the song, and I will see you in another video. Goodbye, everyone.
Family and Friends, Multi-Rom 4. Starter.
Back together.
Listening 1. Listen and sing. We're all back together.
We're all back together with friends from before. We're ready to work and learn some more. It's time to show what we can do. The holidays are over for me and you. We're all back together with friends from before. We're ready to work and learn some more. It's time to show what we can do. The holidays are over for me and you.